Welcome to tonight's race, the BTDY Throwback 200 from Atlanta Motor Speedway, presented by Dialed In Racing. Gonna be a fun one here tonight. 120 laps around the old traditional Atlanta Speedway, and Alec, it's gonna be a great time out here. It's pretty hot down in Atlanta, Georgia. How are you feeling about tonight's race?
Well, man, I'm looking forward to being back up here. Yeah, it's been really going to be really interesting race tonight. We know old Atlanta. It's not the super speedway, but it's a normal mile and a half cookie cutter racetrack. It's old, it's worn out, and these guys are slipping and sliding. Saturday Night Racing League was a great precursor to what this race is going to be. Hopefully tonight, and I think we're going to see a lot of slipping and sliding around. You're going to see a lot of moving around, and these Xfinity cars, they're going to drive like Xfinity cars, and like you see here, located in Hampton, Georgia, a little bit. I think north of the greater Atlanta area, only 1.5 miles, just about 1.54 miles, 24 degrees of banking, better than the other 28 degrees. And then another one, it is a old surface rendered into this sim. It's going to be hot, it's slick, and especially the ambient temperature, these boys are going to be slipping and sliding around. And this track opened 1960, been going on for 64 years strong. So this is one of those tracks where I'm just looking forward to being at, and I think all the viewers that are watching, you guys are in for a show.
Yeah, Saturday night we also had a broadcast from this racetrack, very similar conditions, same race cars, and that was one of the best races I've watched in a long time. Really tough battles for the race lead amongst a lot of the same drivers that are going to be in here tonight. So definitely should be a lot of fun here in the Below the Double Yellow Racing Series presented by Martin Sports. We do want to thank you to the broadcast for joining us here on the broadcast tonight. My name is Adam Baker. I've got Alec Martinez up here in the booth with me. We'll be your commentary team tonight, and hope you do enjoy tonight's broadcast. We'll head to the track side now as drivers are wrapping up the practice session and going to be headed into qualifying. We'll also take a look at the point standings as we get things started here tonight. So pulling up the points. It looks like Bailey Turner still on top of the points lead. He's got just 12 points back to AJ Servato. Seth Hatchell, Brody Hayes are tied for third and fourth. And then Jeff Wright, with his 3 wins, has climbed up to fifth in the standings. Pretty tight between the top 5 or 6. It starts to get a little bit more spread out than that as you go further back in the point standings. And then above that cut line, with only about 6 more races until we get to the chase, it is pretty tight around the cut line there.
Yeah, not a lot of points. Bailey Turner had a dominating performance last week at Michigan, extended that points lead, and AJ Servato's had a quiet but solid night as well. And then Seth Hatcher, Brody Hayes, Jeff Wright, all those guys tend to be the top 5 every week, week in and week out. And you got eventually a few stragglers that come in there. But yes, that's good. The regular season championship is going to help for the chase for the BTDY Cup. But you got to look as well at the points cut off there when we get to the chase. Keith Mayato is one of those guys who really amazed that he's below the cutoff line, and I think that's probably the name all these guys from, I would say, Mahalski on back are going to really have to worry about. Cannot afford to give up too many points to Keith Mayato, and who knows, he could have bad races. You look at Eric Hutton, you look at Ray Massey, those guys not too far, only about a race worth of points behind. So this cutoff line is going to be really good as we start closing up on the end of this regular season, and once we get to Charlotte, but it's going to get really interesting. And got to remember, there's still another road course to go. A road course, Dover next week, and then New Hampshire. So was 5 races, including this one, 4 more to go after. So that's going to be really interesting to see. As Seth Hatchell almost looks like got up into the wall there.
Yeah, Hatchell currently
Qualifying going to be
fastest in
important.
qualifying at this point in his first lap, but they get 2 laps here tonight, it appears, and he is in the wall on lap number 2.
2 laps, and the second lap's going to be very important here for track position.
Yeah, so he is not going to be able to improve the time. Still at the top of the charts right now. Bailey Turner goes second, 31 thousandths off. Not able to improve his lap on the second one there. It was Brody Hayes fastest in practice. He is... I'm trying to see where he is on the charts
the moment.
Here.
Eighth the moment down the back just here on that second lap, and second lap a little bit faster, get on board here into 3. This track's going to get really wide, but you're going to see him point it down to the bottom here, tried to hook that white line, but right there he misses the line, and unfortunately that's going to hurt the lap time just a little bit, slide off the
Yeah.
corner, catch the wall there. That's unfortunately going to be the end of his lap here back out of the gas. But VSPEED has the front row at the moment, and then the pair of teammates Turner, Cabot, Banks fifth, Ronis sixth, Eric Hutton seventh. All these guys in the top, I would say top 10 for sure, have a chance at winning this race. And I think this is one of our biggest fields of the year. 34 race cars on this racetrack here tonight. Really going to rubber up this racetrack. And I think that's going to be good for us in an entertainment sake, as Ryan Gimmel could see him back up in the wall a little bit there. But I am interested to see with 34 cars, it's a lot of rubber getting put down. And I think that's going to be something that we're going to be really happy to see, because I think that's going to make every line usable. And I think we're going to see these guys, something we really don't see is searching around for grip. I think that's something that's going to be, that hasn't really, I think, Adam, that it's been a while that we've seen guys search around for grip. And I think that's what we're going to see here tonight is guys searching around.
Yeah, and tires are going to be so important. 4 tire sets available in the pits tonight. That's going to be a big deal. If you have an opportunity to get fresh rubber on your car, you are definitely going to want to take it. There will be some strategy if we get a lot of cautions at key points in this race. We'll see drivers try different things.
4 tires in the pits. 4 sets of tires are going to be available here tonight. That's going to be something you're going to need to watch out. And like you said, if the cautions fall right, you got to be careful. You got to manage your tire sets. Cannot afford to run yourself out of tires, because we know Atlanta, this track is going to eat tires. I think if you get more than 20 laps on your tires, yes, you're going to want to pit. Now, how you're going to be able to split this race out, you're going to probably want to go, I guess, 25 laps each set is if you want to average it out, and that's how many laps you want to run. Once you run about 15, 16, you're going to be put in a box, and it's up to you. It's up to these drivers to figure out what's the right strategy, catch a caution at the right time. 34 cars is going to open up the door for a lot of possibilities, but if this field gets spread out, we know that the racing tends to go green in this series.
Yes, it definitely can, especially when they're spread out. AJ Servato just starting his 2nd lap now, and goes 5th after lap number 1. To try and improve it here with a 31.71 being that 5th fastest lap, but not going to be able to get a 2nd lap in before the end of qualifying. And that is going to do it for our qualifying session. It'll be Seth Hatchell, your pole sitter. We are going to have to go through the throwback schemes here tonight, Alec. This is the throwback race, and we've opened up a vote for your favorite throwback paint scheme here tonight from Atlanta, the BTDY Throwback 200. You can vote at that link in the video description as well as in the chat. So go check that out, vote for your favorite paint scheme. We'll go through those in just a moment. But right now we'll start with our starting grid. That's going to be Seth Hatchell and Keith Mayato on the front row, locking out the front row for Team VSPEED. Hatchell a 31.656 to Mayato's 31.679. They will start up front 1st and 2nd here tonight. We'll go to 3rd position on the charts. That is going to be Bailey Turner in his number 24 throwback machine. Adam Cabot.
Gordon.
Yeah, 2012 throwback to Jeff Gordon's DuPont scheme. He's running Celsius on there tonight. Adam Cabot going to be rolling off from the 4th position in his traditional number 17 machine. AJ Servato goes 5th fastest. Joshua Banks will be rolling off from the 6th position. Starting in 7th, it's Angelo Ronis. Eric Hutton going to be starting in the 8th spot. Rolling off from 9th, it's Brody Hayes and Jeff Wright in the Jimmy Johnson. I believe that's the
2012 Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he ran it a few times, but not the best machine for Jimmy Johnson in terms of luck. But we'll see if Jeff fares better tonight as he starts 10th.
Yes. Sir, an 11th, Dallas Sullivan, that Octane Ford Mustang. The bright green and black machine of Alex Palicki, going to be rolling off 12th. 13th, Chris Samard. 14th, Justin Carey. 15th, Cody Atkins in that 2005 Michael Waltrip paint scheme. Always a good Napa looking scheme there. And it looks like Michael Newman in a Mobile One. I'm not sure if that's a throwback or not, and if it is, I gotta think it's a Sam Hornish or Jeremy Mayfield. In 16th, 17th, it's going to be the GoDaddy machine. That's Caleb Weekly in that Mark Martin 2011 scheme. The Alan Kulwicki scheme with Max Koss in that Hooters. 63, Noah Mikulski going to be rolling the Tame the Beast Tyler Reddick machine from the from the 2019 championship season. And Dennis Faircloth going to roll off with the Atlanta, the special Kevin Harvick paint scheme.
21st, it's Nathaniel Ostrowski throwing it back to Tony Stewart's final ride at Joe Gibbs Racing. Nick Starling going to be rolling in the 22nd position in the Dale Jarrett Interstate Throwback.
Oh, yes.
Kyle McGarvey, the Mac Tonight Simulators Anonymous 42, 23rd. Mark Emerson going to roll off 24th. 25th tonight, Alan Dice, and the Terry Labonte Kellogg's Throwback. That's Blasphemy Paintball on that car. Kevin McGarvey starting 26th. 27th is Mark Beverly in the Cartoon Network Throwback. Lyle Sulfridge going to start from the 28th position. Bryce Shoemaker starting in 29th. Timmy Emanuele going to round out the top 30. It'll be Ryan Gemmel 31st. Brandon Vasquez in the Mark Martin Viagra Throwback 32nd. 33rd, Nicholas Lawrence. 34th, Robert Gilmore in the Kodak Simulators Anonymous number 4.
Bobby Hamilton?
I believe so, yeah. Or Sterling Marlin is what he
Sterling Marlin, there you go.
Big Sterling Marlin fan there for Happy Gilmore. As green flag is out, we're off and away for the BTDY Throwback 200 from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Max Koss got up into the wall there on the start, and heavy damage to the 63 car already, pulling it down the backstretch, but battle for the lead here 3 wide between Hatchell, Keith Biato, Bailey Turner, Adam Cabot in the top 5, all on top of each other here. Is Hatchell going to lead lap 1, and now look at this, fanning out 2 by 2, but look at this, into the corners. You're going to see everybody using different lanes.
Yeah, really a lot of room to run around here as you'll see cars start to slip and slide on lap number 1. There's not a lot of grip, but there are a lot of different ways to get around this Atlanta Motor Speedway. And right now, Bailey Turner trying to make use of the bottom lane, and he'll go to the inside of Seth Hatchell to battle for that race lead. Behind them, Mayato and Stravato, familiar sparring partners. They're going to do battle for 3rd.
I forgot to ask you, Adam, who's that pick to win this race? If I had to go with one, I think it's going to be that 17 Adam Cabot here tonight. And the Magic Man, barely back 2 weeks ago. I think he's poised to get a win, running really good lately.
You know what? I'm going to go with Joshua Banks after the way I saw him run on Saturday night. Came up just 1 position short. I think he is going to have a shot at it here tonight. The 35 is going to be my pick.
I like that. And how about this? Still side by side for the lead, the 8 and the 24. Familiar side, old Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, if you want to really go back to the early 2000s here at Atlanta. But Hatchell on the outside, Turner on the inside. Hatchell not pitching him down there, taking the side force away, giving a lot of room to him. How about Adam Cabot, high, wide, and handsome in that 17 car up to the outside. Stravato gets the 2-for-1, maybe the 3-for-1 special as Turner shuts the door into 3.
Yeah, that was a close call, but he's going to go for it here again on the outside lane, trying to get to the quarter panel of Seth Hatchell. Not quite able to do it out of turn number 4. He'll drop in line, but still going to give the 8 machine a big push towards turn number 1, and Hatchell going to be dead even down into the corner. It looks like Bailey Turner, though, with the advantage through the center.
Slide job not going to clear. They ain't going to cross him over. It's going to allow Stravato to now get underneath. Side by side once again. Phenomenal racing early in this race. Cabot going to push his teammate into turn number 3. And now the roles are reversed here into 3 with the 8 on the inside, the 24 on the outside. Hatchell not going to have an answer. Going to lose a little bit of side force. Turner gets the lead off of 4 now. Cabot and Stravato slides in line in front of Banks. Banks peeks down to the inside for 4th, and Hatchell down to 3rd, and Adam Cabot going to throw it back to Kyle Larson using that outside lane 3 wide for 2nd, but Cabot going to get the run off the corner.
Yeah, he's going to have a huge run. He'll go to 2nd place. Hatchell drops into 4th. Here comes Eric Hutton. We've got Chris Samard.
Chris Samard slammed the inside wall down the back stretch, and heavy damage to the 77 car, and no caution's going to come out, and probably race-ending damage for Chris Samard, and it looks like contact with the 03 of Mahovsky.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the replay right now. 03 comes down the track, gets into Chris. He's not able to correct the car, slams it up into the air. Oh my goodness.
That is a hard hit.
And I was going to mention it earlier, Chris is almost always running basically a throwback scheme to his dad, who was a super modified driver up here in the Northeast in the United States. Very popular at Oswego, as well as other tracks in the area. But Chris's night going to be ended very early. Max Koss has already taken it behind the wall, and Samard now 1 lap down. Not the way he would like tonight to go, but plenty of races left in this season, and he is still above the cut line, at least entering tonight's race.
And unfortunately, Chris just hasn't had the runs he's been wanting to have and needing to have, get himself in the possibility of making the chase for the BTDY Cup, and unfortunately, that's not going to help things here. And look at this battle here. Good battle. Here's Dennis Faircloth there with Mark Emerson, Justin Carey, Mark Beverly there. This is from 16th on back here, and Emerson going to get to the inside of Faircloth here in that 80 car. Good looking scheme. Kevin Harvick Throwback, obviously famous for this track, this very track right here in a photo finish with Jeff Gordon in 2001, and he's going to lose a spot there to Mark Emerson, Justin Carey behind, and there's Kyle McGarvey, Mark Beverly battling side by side for the 18th position. And also a little contact there. Here comes Ryan Gemmel to the bottom here in the 6th, started tail end of the field. Oh, it looks like McGarvey going to get up into the wall there on the entry.
Yeah, a little brush on the wall there, and Gemmel is one we'll have to watch to try and make his way through the field. I believe he was top 10 quickest in practice, right now running in 20th spot after starting at the rear of the field. So we'll see if he can make his way through here. He's only run, I believe, one other race this season, and didn't fare quite so well in that one. So trying to improve there is battle side by side, Stravato, Banks, and Ronis and Hatchell.
Oh, and Cabot threw a big block on Banks here. Banks going to try to get to the left rear, loosen him up just a little bit there on the exit of the corner, and it kind of keeps Cabot from getting out of the gas here. Banks, like you said, having really, really good speed. Showed it on Saturday, and you're seeing it again here on Tuesday. Good speed out of that 35 Toyota Supra. And look at this. Look at we missed this, Adam. I'll tell you what, 3 wide here for second. Look at Banks on the middle, pinching off the 33 on the exit here. Cabot utilizing that outside lane almost up on the wall and carrying the momentum off. And you can just see Banks all these guys searching around for grip, searching around for some clean air. And here comes Jeff Wright as well, another guy. Obviously, he's been so good all season. Going to have to look out for him as well. Eric Hutton, maybe another one you might have to look out for later as this race goes on and the longer the runs get.
Yeah, Jeff Wright already up 5 positions as he gets around Angelo Ronis. So he is your biggest mover to this point, other than Ryan Gemmel, who's up 12 spots. Also, actually, I'm seeing Mark Beverly is up 9, so he's not even your top 3 biggest mover. We've had a few drivers back there.
Faircloth sliding it around. There's Nicholas Lawrence kind of going pretty low there and battling with Mark Beverly. Ryan Gemmel still making ways up here. Going to see what he can do and maybe get the 2-for-1 special here off of turn number 4. That's going to be for what is, I believe, the 17th position on the racetrack. Gemmel, like you said, started 31st. And, man, he's really got some speed to kind of cut up through the field.
Rolling on board here, the TC3 VSPEED machine of Ryan Gemmel. Able to get around Dennis Faircloth. The next car in line is going to be Mark Beverly, the Cartoon Network Throwback machine. One of the drivers
Robert Presley, right?
I believe so. I'm going to have to take a look back at that one. We'll confirm or deny in just a moment as the 83.
Yeah,
Jeff Green.
Jeff Green. Ah, okay. I know a couple guys. I know Lake Speed was in the 9 car for a while. That was a Cartoon Network of Robert Presley 29. And
yep.
Jeff Green, was that the 9?
It must have been, yeah. I think probably in the Busch series at the time, maybe the Cup series.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he's throwing that number 83 back to that paint scheme, and we'll run through all of the throwback schemes here as we go throughout the race. But right now, one of them is leading, and that's the 24, Bailey Turner, holding on to about a 2 or 3 car length lead over Adam Cabot, but the 17 working the top side, still trying to close in, and he has got Joshua Banks still on the inside.
And look at these guys wheeling it up. You guys can see the rear end slipping and sliding around here, and that's only going to get worse as this race goes on. I'm curious to see what the track temperature is, as we got cars running all over this racetrack, heating it up, and the track's up to 120. I can't remember what it was at the start, but I think it's getting up, and this air temperature is getting up as well. So it's going to keep heating up, going to get hotter and hotter as this race goes on. Only thing that might change that is we are in the afternoon, so if the sun does start, I said we get a lot of cautions, the sun will set later, and yes, the track will cool down, but I think if we keep this race mostly green, this track's going to get hot.
Yeah, definitely going to get hot, and man, cars are already sliding around. I believe that
Eric
was
Hutton.
Mark Emerson had a big bobble out of turn number 2. He's able to hang on to it running 16th, but
everybody's going to have big bullets. Oh, Hutton's actually up into the wall there off of 4. Just as soon as I said his name, loses 2 spots to Hayes and Ronis there, maybe a 3rd to Mayato, but he was starting to put the pedal down a little bit more and starting to find more pace, but right now, got up into the wall there. These cars tough, they'll take it. And Matt Cabot sliding that rear end around a lot right now. I tell you what, these guys all slide. Oh, Stravato shuts the door and right, gonna get to the outside here for fourth. Banks to look down to the inside, cut Stravato off. You can see 33 loses the nose in the wake. All these guys slipping and sliding around. Banks and Cabot almost making contact off of turn 4. Bailey Turner loving what he's seeing, looking to go back-to-back here. Remember, Jeff Wright went back-to-back the last, or before Michigan. Won Sonoma, won Nashville, and Bailey Turner looking to win Michigan and Atlanta. And now 2 rows of side-by-side from second all the way back to 5th. And Jeff Wright finding ways to get away and get some
he's in the
position.
wall.
Like that wall.
Able to keep the speed up as he gets down into the corner. He's on the back bumper of the 17 of Adam Cabot.
Oh, he's going to get him really loose there. You can see he takes the air off, and that's going to loosen him up a little bit, pushing him down the front stretch right now, clear to the bottom. He might try to go for second.
But he has charged through the field, Jimmy Johnson style, up 7 positions, now trying to go for 8.
Cabot struggling on that outside lane. Looks like he's just a little bit too tight. He almost keeps getting into it there. I mean, he is rim riding the top, Kyle Larson style. Here comes Hatchell underneath. Banks here for 5th. And I'll tell you what, this is probably the most I've ever seen the Xfinity cars drive like the Xfinity cars on this simulator. You see these guys slipping and sliding around. You see when Jeff Wright gets to the back bumper of Cabot, it just packs all the air on that left rear spoiler, and it just loosens the car up a whole lot. And now, Wright is looking all over this racetrack, trying to get out of the dirty air. You're going to see him poke the left front tail light or headlight out of the air and try to get some rotation. Although he's just going to lose the nose a little bit. And Stravato with some clean air going to get to the bottom, but won't be able to carry the momentum.
Yeah, they are racing like it's lap 120, not lap 20 right now. This is incredible stuff. We are almost 3 wide back.
Blocking air right now.
Yeah, he's running that top side. He's been committed to it, and I think Jeff is just trying to force him into a mistake.
Oh, he got loose.
Try and find some way. Here comes Stravato now looking to the inside. Behind them, Brody Hayes has gained a few positions here in the last couple of laps. And now he looks to the inside of his teammate, Seth Hatchell. That's the battle for 5th. All going on right there behind the battle for 2nd.
Yeah, these guys are slipping inside. This is amazing. You see Alex Palikin really loose off the corner. How about Cody Atkins as well, having a solid run in 12th when the final car is kind of in this group, this pairing. And I'll tell you what, Cabot is holding these guys up. You can see Turner starting to build a little bit of a gap. And right now, you got Wright all the way back to Atkins. That's kind of just packed up together. And Wright's going to have to, I would have to assume, throw a slider here if he wants to get around the 17, because that 17, he's utilizing that outside lane, and that's helping the momentum. But in the corners, you can just tell, until he gets to the exit, he is just struggling.
Yeah, he is not gaining any time on Bailey Turner, who's got the benefit of the clean air out in front, but he pushed pretty hard at the start of this run, and then Cabot started closing back in.
He did, and Brody Hayes is moving up through the field, charging with looks like a little bit better handling as this run has gone on. I'll tell you what, man, Brody Hayes, a lot of speed, and nobody is running his line. Look at where everybody else is running. Top, middle, Hayes all the way on the bottom, and he's making time up because you can see there's nobody ahead of him, and he's got clean air on the bottom.
Yeah, and also I think that'll actually save the tires a little bit to run down there. Oh, his teammate Hatchell in the wall.
Constant bodies, it's all fine
here.
You can see now. Now, Stravato going to run a little bit lower, get some clean air to the nose, just misses the apex of the corner. That middle lane isn't rubbered up enough to really utilize the track enough, but it's coming in slowly but surely. I think it's going to take, maybe this next run, we'll start seeing the middle get a little bit better, but right now the bottom and the top's where you want to be, and you can see Stravato jumps back up to the top lane, but Cabot is, inches away from touching the wall and getting into it.
Look at Hatchell jump to the bottom behind his teammate. Nearly got into him, nearly lost the back end of the race car as well. And that's going to open the door for Joshua Banks. Just one little slip up can lead to an opportunity for another driver to make a move, and that is exactly what we've seen here so far in this one. Look at Hutton starting to close back in. Angelo Ronas as well. Keith Mayato is in this pack of cars.
Here comes Jeff Wright also now finally going to get to the bottom. Can he throw the slider on Cabot and get by? Although Cabot charges the outside, had to get out of the gas, but he's going to be able to utilize the momentum on the outside here. Here he comes.
Now can he pull a little side draft?
Back in line. Now it's not enough momentum to at least keep on the left rear quarter panel. Bailey Turner is loving Adam Cabot right now, I'll tell you that.
And yeah, he has now extended the lead to about 0.7 of a second. Look at this, almost 3 wide in the battle for 3rd.
And Hayes can really try to see if he can get around Stravato here and maybe get to the outside. if Stravado doesn't tuck the line here. He does. So now I'm going to assume they're all going to run the top. And I think if you're right, you just got to pack air on the 17, get him loose, make him have to pedal it out of the corner, and then try to get under him down the straightaway.
That was 5 distinct lines right there. And that's why I said, wow, I couldn't. Yeah, I am not used to seeing that. It's been a long time since I've seen a race where drivers have been able to run 3 or 4 or 5 wide at a track that's this wide. As big slide from Stravado.
Stravado. I tell you what, if you think this is good, can't wait to get out the championship race at Fontana. That's going to be awesome to watch and see those guys get over. Here comes Wright with the slide job. For second, can Cabot cross him over? Cabot going to get a big run. Wright's going to clear. Cabot going to cross over, but he knows better. Sticks to the line, and Wright going to get up to second. Can Brody Hayes do anything? He's going to get to the bottom of the 17.
Yeah, he might try and pull the same move. Now, Cabot can only hold this position for so long. Yeah, look at the run from Hayes.
Jeff's still loose on the top. I think Jeff might have burned up his tires being stuck directly behind the 17's dirty air. And I'll tell you what, Brody Hayes, like we said, been running the bottom all night in clean air. Is that helping his tires as this race goes on?
Yeah, a little bit less corner speed, right? He's cutting the distance as well, but not able to get the run. But he's going to gain a position.
He's got up to third. He's gotten up to third. Now Cabot going to get back to the outside, and now these two are running down Bailey Turner just a little bit. I'll tell you what, though, Brody Hayes has really good long-run pace right now. Jeff's just a little bit loose on the outside, doesn't have the drive off. Brody Hayes, you can just tell, he's got the turn and he's got the drive off these corners. He gets to the outside, he's going to be making up a lot of time, but right now, he's being very loyal to the bottom, kind of what they call Harvicking this track and really just rotating that car around the bottom. Everybody else, you like Bailey Turner on the bottom, Jeff right on the top, Hayes on the bottom. You got some guys running in the middle. You got guys just searching around this racetrack, trying to find any bit of speed and grip they can.
And right now they are making inroads on that race lead. And Wright, I think, maybe caught the wall a little bit in 3 and 4, lost a little momentum, but he had gotten it down to about 5 or 6 car lengths headed into turn number 1 last time around. And it looks like another good run through the tri-oval. That gap still about 4 car lengths as battle for 4th and 5th. Stravado and Cabot side by side through 1 and 2. We've got battles further back in this field as well. But yeah, basically back to Alex Pelican is in this lead group.
Big move there out of, Hatchell here, and Cabot still just struggling. You like the outside struggle. Now the question is, when are these guys going to want to bring it in pit road and pit? Get fresh tires, because I think lap 40 cut this race into thirds might be the way. And look at this battle for the lead. Jeff Wright, Bailey Turner, Wright takes that line away, and here comes Hayes utilizing the outside lane. If Jeff doesn't get up here on the exit, Hayes is going to get to that right rear. Wright does a good job getting back in front. Here comes Hayes with the crossover.
Bailey Turner has the top spot right now in second. Here comes Hayes now looking to the inside. Went a little too deep maybe for the 48. He's getting loose.
Yeah, he did.
Big slide.
Big slide out of Jeff Wright, and Brody Hayes going to clear him for second. That looked like 2011 Atlanta with the 48-24 sliding around, and now Turner going to give Hayes the top. That might not be the run here down the back stretch, because Hayes is going to get a big run off of 2.
Looks like Brody's pretty much able to use any line that he wants. Here he goes.
Big run, and here he comes to the bottom. Brody Hayes, big run off of turn 2. Can Turner have it? Does he have an answer? He's going to pin him down on the bottom, take away that side force.
Not quite able to.
On the gas. Look at it, both flying out the corner. But Hayes with the drive off.
He's going to lead at the line.
Turn 1.
He leads.
He's going to have the slide job.
I think he'll be able to. He's got so much more grip. But look at the 24 of Bailey Turner. He sends it off. I think maybe a little too much.
He overdrove. Hayes going to get a nice run here off the corner. Can he clear up? He does, but he can't. Here comes Turner, taps the wall, keeps the lead.
Oh my goodness, what a battle for this top spot. These top 3 have pulled away now by about 2/3 of a second. AJ Stravado in the 4th position, leading the next pack of cars. Angelo Ronis, Adam Cabot's fallen to 6th.
He is sliding around right now. There is no more Goodyear Racing tire left on that 17, but this battle for the lead continuing to heat up. Turner now going to take that line away from the 37. You can see he has to back off, and here comes Wright with the cleaner on the bottom. Nobody running that lane. Now they're going to be side by side here until off of 2, but Turner struggling with drive off. Hayes has it. What can he do with it? He's going to have to, Hayes has to keep Bailey Turner guessing where he's going to go. Get out of that dirty air. Get some cleaner to the nose like that and get the drive off, because we know, look at how much drive off the 37 has compared to the 24.
He's been able to climb up 7 positions. Now going to lead again at the stripe.
Oh, he might get him here if he sends it into 1 here.
Oh, he worked
Bailey
him up.
sends it in.
He worked him up the track a little bit higher on entry. We'll see if he's able to get the run on the exit.
Clip the apron. That's going to hurt the exit here. They're going to slide up, almost make contact. Turner taps the wall, but now Hayes is right there on the entry. But can he hold him? Can he hold the exit off here, because he's pinned down on the bottom here with no air going to the right rear. There comes right as well.
Yeah, not able to complete the pass there.
Big moment from Bailey. Big slide. Here comes Hayes back down to the bottom. Can he clear the 24? 24 sends it up on the entry. Does Hayes learn from the mistake last lap? Can he get by him and clear him off of 2? He can't. It looks like Turner taps the wall. Hayes almost gets clear. He has to get out of the gas. And Brody Hayes takes the lead, but Turner not going to let him go yet. But Hayes gets out in front. And here comes right to the outside of Turner.
It looks like Bailey maybe trying to pack the air up underneath the 37, but not going to be able to get close enough. Brody Hayes to the point, 2 car lengths in hand, and now the battle is on for second.
And Wright going to point it down to the bottom.
No, oh my goodness.
Look at that. What a send from Jeff Wright. Will he clear the 24? He will. What a move from the 48.
Here comes Bailey with the crossover back down the backstretch. The 24 to the inside. He's got the advantage into turn 3, but 48 with the momentum rolling on the top side. Can he complete the pass for second? And will Bailey Turner fall from first to third in just a lap?
This reminds you of 2011 Atlanta. You remember that? Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson sliding around, but it looks like Jeff Wright going to get ahead. Turner not giving up the spot yet, but Wright looks like just a little bit better tire life. Utilizing that outside lane, getting a nice run down the backstretch. He's going to clear Turner. And how about Angelo Ronis up to 5th with some long run speed? That 29 Ford Mustang has speed on this long run.
Kind of interesting how the pack has been broken up now. We've got groups of 3. This second group of 3 here, it's got Angelo Ronis, AJ Stravato, Seth Hatchell. These guys all early pit stop, but trying to split it into thirds, I guess. And
can't afford the speed either.
Just a little bit early, trying to get a little undercut effect, and as he makes his way down the pit lane.
I gotta think this is gonna force the hands of some of these guys to think about bringing in the pit road, like either this lap or the next. But I'll tell you what, Brody Hayes and Jeff Wright are gonna start going at it. And look at this mid-pack battle we're seeing. You got Brandon Vasquez, Alan Dykes, Nicholas Lawrence. There's Nick Starling ahead of him. They're just battling all over this racetrack. And Adam, I don't know about you, but this is some of the best racing I've seen in a long time.
This has been amazing stuff here, and this is.
Look at this! They're going to split the 18.
Wow. Yeah, this is a battle for 18th, I believe, or 17th, somewhere in that range. The 9 machine, I believe, has fresh tires.
He's 1 lap down, or 3 laps down, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so Nicholas Lawrence, 31st position, but he's got fresh tires, and that's why he was able to make his way through.
Brody Hayes, Jeff Wright, battling for the lead here. Who's going to get the lap led here on the beginning, or before they pit? It looks like Jeff struggling with the exit. You can see him sliding around. Hayes just has so much better drive off than everybody in this race. And look at this, Seth Hatchell into pit road. I got to think that's going to force the hands of everybody to come in, as Wright and Hayes still battling for the lead.
They are throwing haymakers at each other here.
Oh, yeah, probably Alex Pelican spinning into pit road.
Able to get it collected. Looks like he'll be able to continue on. Oh, Ryan Gemmel overshoots the box by a bunch there. 18 also looks like he maybe got in the box a little awkwardly.
Caleb Weekly missed pit road. Nicholas Lawrence went through the infield. Spinning in the infield is Nicholas Lawrence. No caution.
And he's pulled it into pit road now. It looks like the 9 machine is battle for the lead still raging here. Still side by side, the 48 and the 37. This is incredible stuff.
There's so much going on, man. This is awesome. Well, I think Wright's going to get the lead here off of 2 with their drive off here on that.
Oh, he's in the wall. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
What a save from Jeff Wright.
He's still trying to save it.
And he got the lead. What a move from Jeff Wright. He's pitting here now. Brody Hayes is going to pit with them.
Wow, I can't believe. I thought they were both on it. Oh, boy. That's too much.
The air for Jeff Wright in the entry of pit road.
That was just kind of a continuation of what had happened to him, I think, in the previous corner.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that is Incredible stuff. Bailey Turner stays out an extra lap or so. Here comes AJ Servato and Angelo Ronis closing in behind him. We'll see what they are able to do as they try and extend this run. They're trying to cut the second two or the last thirds of this race a little bit shorter by staying out that much more. They're going to lose time on the front end. Here comes Angelo Ronis now, bringing it to pit road. Can he get it slowed down?
Interesting. Can he jump? Oh, he slowed it down in time. Adam Cabot is turning 2 seconds a lap faster than Bailey Turner, who's leading this race now.
Yeah, and he's back on the lead
lap.
lap.
Going to jump Hayes. My auto going to jump Hayes. I don't know if Banks will, or Banks pitted with Hayes. And my auto's going to jump Hayes, but remember, Hayes going to have fresher tires. How much is that going to mean as this run goes on? When does Bailey Turner and AJ Servato bring it into pit road? Nathan Ostrowski has not pitted yet. Angelo Ronis getting service to his.
Here comes Servato.
Here comes Servato. Oh, that's way too hard in the pit road. Oh, and he's going to hit the cone. I think that's going to be a penalty.
We'll have to see what happens here, but he really pushed the issue. That is for sure. Bailey Turner staying on the racetrack.
If he made it, that was amazing.
Yeah,
that would be amazing if he made it.
That's perfect entry.
Bailey Turner's got to pit.
If he made it.
And comes Ronis out of pit road, going to cycle out in about the 6th position once everything gets cycled out here. Now Bailey Turner into pit road. See if Servato leaves his box here. They've got 2 tires here on the entry. Bailey Turner into pit road, nice and easy. Yes, Servato did make it on pit road. That's going to help him a whole lot. Maybe jump the 24 here with 1 lap pressure tires.
That's incredible that he was able to get in there sliding like that and just probably up against the speed limit. But he's going to fall all the way to 11th for the moment.
What, man?
Here comes Nathaniel Ostrowski.
Has a lot of speed in that 55 car. He is battling with Eric Hutton, and once he pits, I believe it's going to be for 4th or 5th or 6th on the racetrack. 55 has a lot of speed.
Yeah, so these guys did pit a few laps ago. Ostrowski is bringing it in here. Now he'll drop through the order. Bailey Turner getting his service completed. He rolls off.
There's Ronis going by. Where does AJ Servato and Jeff Wright on way older tires now is back to 11th, but Servato going to jump to 24 here.
And there goes Jeff Wright on by the 24. Even with his mistake, he's able to make up that kind of time. Adam Cabot takes over the lead, and he's got a gap of about 4 seconds.
I think the big winner in this situation is going to be Angelo Ronis. If the pit cycle cycles out right, Ronis has a 2-second gap over Servato, a 4-second gap over Turner. I think he was better than them on that last long run. There is a possibility Angelo Ronis, with the fresher tires of anybody in the top 10 or at least the top 7, has a chance to work himself up through the field here. And maybe if he could stay ahead and keep his tires under him, stay ahead, because remember, these tires will equal out. If you have 1-2 lap difference, they will equal out after 30 laps.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. He's in 8th position. They're starting to close in on Joshua Banks, who is about 1 lap older tires. Then Eric Hutton, Cody Adkins, a couple laps older than the 29. But Adam Cabot, he's got 9 lap old tires at this point. His lead is 3.3 seconds. Hatchell starting to close a couple tenths of a second per lap. But Cabot really made up a lot of time in this sequence.
And he did, and pitting 4 laps earlier than most guys, I think it's going to help. But Hayes is chipping away at the time. I will say, even Hatchell with 2 lap fresher tires is about 3 to 4 tenths faster than the 17. And then you have Hayes, who's about, I don't know, a second faster than Cabot. So it just depends how much these guys are going to be falling off to this run. Here comes Ronis to the outside of Banks.
A big battle right there. That is 7th and 8th. And then right there in front of him, it's Eric Hutton, who's starting to close up on Cody Adkins. Those guys were fighting for a position, but starting to close back in is the 88. But yeah, Ronis to the top side, going to be able to clear the 35. He moves up a position and continuing to chip away this gap towards the lead and towards the cars in front of him. How about Keith Mayato as well?
Yeah, and the more Ronis can gap Stravato and Turner and put cars in between them, the better that tire advantage is going to work into his favor.
Yeah, because those guys are starting to close in just a little bit. They're a tiny bit faster than him. But, yeah, with extra cars in between, that's going to make that challenge a lot more difficult, as Hatchell is also starting to close the gap now.
Cody Atkins, man. Huge shout-out to the 55 team. Really, probably his best run of the year, hands down. Running in 5th. Great speed out of Cody Atkins here tonight.
Yeah, looking very good in the Napa Auto Parts. Michael Waltrip, Throwback, number 55. Really good looking car. I like the bright splitter there on the front, kind of reminiscent of the old Valences on those
Good.
cars.
Looks really good, and Eric Hutton trying to find a way around him. I just don't think he can. Here comes Ronis to the inside of Hutton, and if Hutton just not going to have the tire advances. Ronis 2-lap pressure tires, and this 29 car is on the move as this run keeps going on. I think Angelo Ronis is looking really good for a possibility.
Sorry about that. We hit the wrong button here. Happens occasionally. Definitely don't want to step away from this action. This is incredible stuff, as Rona's still working in the inside of the 88 machine. And hope everyone is enjoying the broadcast tonight. If you have any picks for your pick to win the race, make sure to put them in the chat. We'll try and follow along with the drivers as we are closing in on halfway through tonight's event. And make sure to like, share, subscribe if you are enjoying the show. Battle for third place, that is Keith Mayato and Brody Hayes, as this is happening about 4 seconds behind Adam Cabot. Hayes not able to get around the 36 just yet.
I think Hayes is starting to go because he feels the pressure of that 29 car. That 29 car is on rails right now. Got by Cody Atkins, got by Eric Hunt. Can't afford to really tear up the tires too much early in this run because we know we still got another 30 laps to go. But the 29 car is starting to pressure that 37 into going maybe a little bit earlier than he wants. Oh, and Hutton gets into the wall in the entry of the corner.
Yeah, that's not going to help his cause. Banks to the inside, not able to get quite alongside there, but he'll be right on the back bumper down into turn number 3. And still a little ways back to AJ Stravato. These guys are...
AJ saving.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well. Brody was doing that, at the beginning of this race.
Yeah.
And it worked out incredibly well for him. AJ and Angelo really kind of pulled the same move there. They were starting to close in at the end of the run. Bailey Turner is a couple laps, better on tires, and he's about 2/10 quicker than AJ at the moment, but might be pushing a little too hard.
See, good battling here in the mid-pack as well. Excuse me. Kyle McGarvey, Noah Mahosky, then you got Dallas Sullivan, Dennis Faircloth, Justin Carey is about 16th here, 16th to 19th. These guys all battling here behind them and still looking all over this racetrack. Lyle Selfridge, 24th. I'll tell you what, man, these guys all over this racetrack. Gemmel, relatively fresher tires than the guys ahead of him here, but and he's moving here. You got him battling with Michael Newman and Mark Beverly.
Yeah, he sends it down to the inside of the 12, just able to drive right on by. I mean, that is about 4 lap fresher tires right there. Now he's going to look to the inside of Mark Beverly, so that pretty easy battles there for the number 6 machine. He's able to just drive on by. And then we got side by side, that is Dallas Sullivan and Justin Carey. Yeah, fighting for position here.
Having a good night as well. Solid run here for the 21 car, and you get by Dallas Sullivan, who has a little bit of left front damage, or excuse me, a little bit of right front damage, but I think he's not too bad and struggling here. He doesn't have the tires. Actually has one of the, I think he pitted when Cabot pitted, so still a long way to go. And Ronis getting by Mayato for 4th here.
So Angelo Ronis continuing to climb through the field.
Otto kicking his way through 2 cars there. Got by Atkins, got by Hutton, and I think Bailey Turner's going to try to follow suit as well.
And these guys with the tire advantage starting to make good use of that. I wanted to talk about Keith Mayato. He was about 10th, I think, when the sequence started, so he's already, gained quite a bit. But these guys behind him are on fresher tires for the most part, and they're starting to close that gap to him.
I think with the way they're racing, they're going to equal out here with Keith.
And Hatchell has cut the lead down to 1.2 seconds. And here comes Brody Hayes, his teammate. He's come from about almost 4 seconds back to now 1.4. And he'll be on the back bumper of that number 8 machine in no time, maybe even at the end of this lap.
And Turner got by both Hutton and Atkins. And now here comes Hutton down to the inside of Atkins. He's going to get that spot away for 9th, move Atkins back to 10th. But Brody Hayes, although Atkins is going to cross him over here, Hutton sliding the back in, going to be able to clear here. Atkins peeks and nose to the inside, but will be clear here in the 88, gets 9th. But yes, Brody Hayes putting pressure on his teammate here of Seth Hatchell here for 2nd, but he's getting pressure from Angelo Ronis and eventually what will be AJ Stravato and Bailey Turner, because Stravato passing Banks and Turner following right in pursuit of both of them.
Here goes Stravato now to the inside of Joshua Banks. That's 6th position now for the 33 machine. Tire advantage on all the cars in front of him. So he will continue to close the gap up
Here
now,
comes
about
Hayes.
2.1 seconds behind. And now Hayes to second place, going to clear the teammate. Hatchell not going to put up too much of a fight here. Let's see if he can follow the 37 up to the 17 and start to challenge Adam Cabot, who's still about 1 second out in front as we hit the halfway point.
Sir, Mahosky and Nick Starling battling for the 12th position here. Down the front stretch, Starling gets a little wide, might tap the wall there, and he does. It's going to allow Kyle McGarvey to close in as well. Good three-car battle here, just a little bit outside the top 10.
Couple throwbacks, 3 throwback schemes battling for it here. This is the Interstate Battery Dale Jarrett throwback. You've got the Tyler Reddick Tame the Beast machine, and then the Mac Tonight Simulators Anonymous of Kyle McGarvey. All
Elliott.
Yeah, great looking paint schemes. This is one of the most iconic, I would say, and a lot of people like to run this one.
Oh, yeah.
Good look on that 42 tonight.
Mark Emerson closing up behind them with 22, having a little bit of speed here later in this run. Has a little bit fresher tires than most guys ahead of him. Actually pitted when AJ Stravato pitted. So he's got fresher tires here, maybe be able to work himself into the top 10 here. Got a little bit to go to maybe get Jeff Wright, Cody Atkins, but always a possibility of mistakes as Mahosky's kind of pulling away from the 18 and 42, but 22 is closing up on this battle here for will be 13.
Yeah, all 3 of these guys up 9 positions from where they started. Mark Emerson trying to do a little bit better than that and close on these 2 as change for position further up. Bailey Turner and AJ Stravato swap hands.
Not yet.
Well, they're trying to. At least Bailey's trying to. They're stuck behind Keith Mayato now, who's on a little bit older tires.
Travato's to get to the outside here, but he can't afford to get pinned behind the 36 here. As the 36 gets loose, Stravato might be able to get to the outside here, and he will, and Bailey Turner's going to have to follow him.
They dive down into turn number 1. Mayato in the lower line, and it looks like Bailey going to drop even lower than that, so they are going to be close to 3 wide on the exit.
Going to get good here. Turner going to be on the bottom here. Stravato, the meat in the sad boy sandwich here, and there goes Mayato, going to lose 2 spots. But now Turner and Stravato going to battle here for what will be the track position. And they got to remember, they still got a little bit to go to catch Hayes and Cabot. Hayes with a little bit older tires than them, but not by much. Same with Angelo Ronis, not too old of tires on him.
And here comes Brody Hayes now about 2 car lengths behind for the race lead, where he was running before. He was battling with Jeff Wright at the time. Jeff Wright back in 11th after the issue getting on the pit road after what was a really incredible save down the backstretch. Ultimately lost it on the entry of pit lane, but still in the running, about 4.5 seconds behind. So if a caution comes out, he's right back in this race.
Talking about tires evening out here, Cabot with significantly older tires than Hayes, only about a 10th slower than the 37. So it's a clean air probably, but nonetheless, tires are evening out here as this run is going on.
Look at Angelo Ronis now peek to the outside of Seth Hatchell, not able to get there. He'll slot back in line. Top 5 single file on the backstretch and then battle for 6th.
Turner has yet to get by Stravato, or excuse me, Keith Mayato here. And Mayato's gonna get tight underneath him, get loose here on the exit. Loses the side force on the 36, and we'll have to regroup. Unfortunately, we'll lose that spot to Turner and fall back to 7th. But handling as we go almost 30 laps into this run, really going to start coming into play here. And these guys are starting to move up and search for grip here as this run continues to go on. It's
incredible to see. We have our top 8 separated by 1.5 seconds. Yeah, not even 2 seconds at this point in the race, and it's been green the entire time here tonight. We've had a battle for the race lead.
Yes.
It is Brody Hayes looking to the inside. Adam Cabot getting loose up on the top side, but maybe able to keep the momentum. We'll see at the line. It's still going to be the 17, but Hayes is there at the door. They'll dive it down into turn number 1.
Got to set the pace here. As Ronis let Stravato get to his right rear, and that's going to hurt him here unless he can clear off of turn 4, but he's going to be a good teammate and let Stravato and Bailey Turner go here. He slides, but still battling for the lead. Hayes got to find a way around that 17 car, but it's going to be tough.
He's going to follow in the tire. Follow in the tire tracks, but he's going to get loose.
He got loose.
Still
They're both loose.
They are sliding through 3 and 4. Just over 50 laps to go in this race. Seth Hatchell starting to close back up as these two fight for the lead, and that's bringing everybody else. How about the 83? That's Mark Beverly going to throw himself into the picture here. Fresh tires and 3 laps down. Right in the middle of all this.
Mark, she's got to be smart here. No need to cause an incident. Oh, Jeff Wright and Cody Atkins door banging a little bit down the backstretch, but and Wright going to move back inside the top 10. But yeah, no point for Beverly to really race these guys. Get by him in a quick and orderly fashion. As you see, Hayes cuts back in line here. So she's about being nice and easy here. No need in messing up these leaders' race. The question is about Cabot. What does Cabot do? Because he pitted way before everybody else did here. But it seemed like the shortcut strategy kind of worked because he still kept the lead. And as these tires are evening out as the run goes on, the more and more that 17 car strategy continues to look better.
Yeah, and as these guys continue to fight here in this pack, Eric Hutton, Jeff Wright, Cody Atkins, that group starting to close up on the top 8. So, you know, when we get to the next pit cycle, we could have 10 cars under a blanket fighting for this win. I think the next pit stops are probably going to happen in the next 10 laps, 10, 15 laps for almost all of these drivers.
Oh, I think so. You're going to probably pit around lap 80, lap 83 at the latest here, and you're going to run that set of tires all the way to the end, and Hayes continuing to pressure Cabot, but hasn't found a way around him yet. And Stravato's starting to get stuck behind the 8 of Hatcher. Here comes Hayes, utilizing that outside lane. This could be big. He's going to get a big run. Cabot noticed it, but he's sliding the rear end. This could give Hayes a massive run down the back or down the front stretch. Going to go to the inside, sliding
through the tri-oval. That is how you know you don't have much grip here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are 30 laps into this run, at least 30 laps for most drivers. This is incredible stuff.
Yes, he is. They're both. You can see the tires going left, right, and looks like Hayes going to try to side draft. Almost makes a little contact with the 17, but down to the inside. But Cabot not going to let him go easy because he's taking that side force, taking the air off the right side. You can see him getting loose underneath.
Really big bobble there from the 37, but Cabot also loose on the top side, not able to fully clear. Now he does through the tri-oval, back down into turn number 1. It's still Cabot with the advantage. He keeps the top side, and Hayes maybe going to try and cut down into the open air.
Travato getting some clean air to the nose here, trying to get underneath Seth Hatchell. Hasn't found a way around it. Bailey Turner with the freshest tires in the top 5 has lost a little ground to these guys. Here comes Hayes utilizing the outside lane again, trying to use the middle, search for some grip, gonna get a big run. Can Cabot cover it?
Kind of crosses into that wake there, lost a little bit of drive off, but still faster through the tri-oval, gonna push him down in the corner. Force a little air underneath the back of the 17 on the top
Cabot
groove.
Overdrove. They'll have to get out of the gas here in the center. That's going to allow Hayes to maybe a little bit more of a run. Slides the back end, though, can't do anything. Here comes Stravato underneath Seth Hatchell for 3rd.
And 2x2 right now for 1st and 3rd.
Hatchell overdrove. He's going to get a good run here off the corner. Full slide here.
Man, that was a close call coming off the corner. It looks like
he's going to get him into the corner.
Yeah, Stravato with the advantage down into turn 1. How about Hayes and Cabot, though? Dead even down into the corner. 17 drives it in deep.
Oh, overdrove the center here. It's going to hurt his exit because Hayes is going to be right there. But the problem for Hayes is oh man, big slide out of Cabot. Problem for Hayes is he's going to get pinned. Take the air all the way from the 17 car, and the 17 trying to aero block, trying to take that, put some dirty air on the 37's nose, but the 37 crosses over. Look at these guys both sliding around.
Everybody is sliding out here. AJ Stravato's gotten clear for 3rd. He's starting to close up on these two, and he's got a little tire advantage, a big tire advantage on Cabot, 6 laps fresher. And then Hatchell has fallen to 4th. Here comes Bailey Turner closing in behind. And, you know, we mentioned it earlier, not too far back for Jeff Wright, Eric Hutton, and Cody Atkins. They are still closing in that gap about 3.5 seconds here, race leader.
Jeff
but
closed second in the last 5 laps. Oh, lap car is going to affect the way the 37 is, and now 37 is going to have a chance, but now he's going to be on a little bit of offense and a little bit of defense because he sees that 33 car behind him. Question is, where does the 70 run? Does he take the line away from the 17? No, he doesn't. It's going to allow Hayes to kick that left front tail light into the clean air, try to get underneath the 17, get some clean air to the nose. 17's doing a great job holding these guys off, and look at this, Bailey Turner, the outside of Hatchell.
Going to be on the outside, headed into turn number 3. Hatchell starting to fade a little bit. He's on. He's got a tire deficit by 5 laps to Bailey Turner. So 24, kind of the opposite type of run here, where he faded at the end of the first run, and now he's really climbing through the field in this second stint. And he is closing up now to AJ Stravato, just a few car lengths out in front.
Good chance here. Can he clear the 17? Big run coming from the outside with the 17 here. Not going to be able to clear him. He's going to have to try again.
He's going to back off, fall in line, and he's got to figure something out, I think, on this end of the track. He keeps falling right in the wake, trying to force air, but it's costing him on exit.
He's trying to take that line away. It's a high risk, high reward, because if he can take the air away, give him the dirty air, it's going to force Hayes to get out of the gas. But if Hayes gets to that left rear and loosens him up, it hurts both of them, actually, but it hurts the 17 more, sliding the rear tires out more. Cabot hits 40 on his tires. When will those tires start to lose all its grip? Because Travado is coming with 6-lap pressure tires, and how long is Cabot willing to push it?
Yeah, AJ Travado, who's been close to getting a second win at some point this season. He won the opener, and he has continued to perform well this season, second in points, trying to close in on those top two, but he is sliding out of turn number 4.
Here comes Turner with the run. Italian Stallion, you can't count him out. Yeah, he's got a chance. Hayes continuing to try to find a way around Cabot, but Cabot doing a masterful job of just putting the air on the nose of the 37.
And we are in the pit window now. Yep, there it is. Mikulski coming down. He's going to be the first one to blink of all these drivers up in the top 15.
Cabot ran the bottom. Is he going to stay out or is he going to pit? He's pitting. Here comes 17.
Can't make the mistake that the 48 did. Here he comes down. Locks it up.
Got it in. Good job on 17 getting in there. Now, what is this force to hand of the 38 or the 37 to 33 and the 24?
Now, I wonder if they try and do an overcut like they did before. Obviously, it hadn't worked entirely.
It worked as much, yeah.
Look at Jeff Wright closing in back there. He has made up a ton of ground on these guys.
Really good speed.
And
I think if you pit early, you jump the guys ahead. And look at how much Cabot was able to jump and just go and keep that lead.
Yeah, long pit stop for him, 14.9. So we'll see how everybody else does here. Nobody else looking to bring it in just yet. Taking a look at drivers outside the top 10. Mark Emerson still.
McGarvey's coming in.
Oh, man.
Harry's coming in.
Yeah, big drive off the banking there for the 21. He's able to close up.
Have a caution come out if you're Cabot. Want this run to keep going green. Hayes is actually starting to pull away a little bit from Travado. Travado catches the wall with the right rear. I love how wide this track has gotten. 3 and 4, you used to never see these guys run up on the wall. Everybody just searching for grip all over the track. Here comes Keith Mayato on the pit road.
Yeah, Keith's going to try and do what he did before with the undercut. I think he'll, have some advantage here. Try and gain a couple more positions back after he started to lose them there at the tail end of the run. Big battle for third. Caleb Weekly as well. It's
like Hatchell has a little bit more speed here as this run keeps going on. Weekly going to blow by them on the fresher tires, and looks like Turner's still kind of stuck behind Travado.
Keeping an eye on other drivers.
Here comes Cabot. Cabot's going to blow by these guys, and I think it's got to force the hands of Eric because here comes Jeff Wright as well. Cabot cannot waste too much time in the traffic. Look at this. He's going to split the middle of the lap car of the leaders and get by them. Jeff Wright in the pit road, but what a move from Adam Cabot.
As now a slow car in front. Oh, contact. McGarvey, can he save it?
McGarvey save it, he does. But damage to the 17, I think.
A little contact there, and the 00 damage on the right rear. Cabot.
No real damage, maybe a little bit on the fender, but that's about it.
Yeah, it did slow him up, though. But how about Jeff Wright after cycling out? You can see how much further behind he is going to be from the 17.
Cabot, and if you think he's going to come out behind Cabot, how much are the other leaders going to come out behind Cabot?
Yeah, they are just running as long as they can, maybe trying to increase the tire advantage to try and have a better, set of tires on the back end. Here comes Travado.
Look at Travado. I don't know what happened to Wright, because even Keith Mayato came up only about 4 or 5 seconds behind and about 2.5 seconds ahead of Wright. So not a good exchange of pit stops there for everybody. But now, is this forced the hand of Bailey Turner, Seth Hatchell, or even Brody Hayes to come?
Here comes Hutton. Travado is in. Keep an eye on other drivers. Nathaniel Ostrowski is going to be bringing it in.
Yeah, here comes Hayes to pit road. It's like maybe everybody else going to try to overcut here. Hayes cannot afford to make a mistake.
pushing the issue, though. Did he get a speeding penalty?
We'll find out. He looks like he may have just made it.
Wow, he really pushed it.
Angelo Ronis into pit road as well.
Angelo's got a shot at this race. You never know. Looks like possibly Cody Adkins also. Yeah, he's bringing it in. Stops nicely in the box there. No issue. Bailey Turner going to remain on the track.
Travato came out behind Jeff Wright. Just didn't seem to have the greatest of pit entries there.
Here comes Hatchell.
Great one. Hatchell
and Banks.
Pit road. Is that Banks? What a move by Banks. Banks getting a whole lot of time.
Yeah, he really had a great pit entry there. That's an area that's so tough at this racetrack. Some of these mile-and-a-halves, they're really difficult. This one in Texas are the two that I can think of.
You got to pit soon.
Yeah, we've seen Bailey pull some strategy cards in the past. I don't know if this is the one that is going to work out for him, but he's pushing it, just trying to run as long as he possibly can, it appears. Dennis Faircloth also going to be pulling that same strategy. He's been out here 45 laps.
Hayes did not get a speeding, so he's good. But the problem for him is he had a 39.4 in total in and out of pit road, where you look at a guy like Travato 38.9. You gained a half a second right there, and that was the gap when they pitted.
Yeah, Hayes going to pass up Hatchell as he makes his way off pit road. Hatchell had a really good pit exchange, 38.8, and Joshua Banks 39.1. Those guys very solid, but they've lost that much time because they pitted a lap later than the 37. And
who knows, maybe the 2 laps is
here
the
comes
difference.
Bailey.
Oh, Bailey. Gonna
Wow.
get in the pit road speed here now. The cycle has finished. I think Dennis Faircloth is the last guy to not bring it in pit road. Will he bring it in this time? He probably. Well,
yeah, it
he
looks
will.
like it.
So,
yep.
Yes, this will complete the cycle of pit stops.
And Kevin Harvick throwback.
Back over to Adam Cabot, Keith Maiato, and Jeff Wright, which will be the top 3 once everything cycles. But Travato in striking distance, Hayes in striking distance. So is Hatchell, Banks, and then I gotta think Bailey Turner. How much time is he gonna lose as he just exits his pit stall, and now pit road speed out of it, but is barely coming out of pit road while Adam Cabot is into turn 3.
Yeah, Cabot is 3.5 or over 3 seconds ahead of Keith Maiato. He's got 2 lap older tires than the 36, and then Jeff Wright is in third, about 5.2 seconds behind, and he's only got 4 lap fresher tires than Adam Cabot. Not even. It's only 3 lap difference between those guys. I think the drivers that just came off pit road, like Bailey Turner, Joshua Banks, Seth Hatchell, some of those guys will really have an advantage in time, but I don't know if they can make up 11 seconds.
Is the advantage going to be enough, and is the tire fall off going to be that much to where that difference is going to be worth it? I mean, you're talking 9 lap pressure tires in Cabot, great, but I mean, you're only going to have to run 30 laps, so everybody's going to have to run 40 maybe before. I feel like the tire clip maybe hit at about 35, but that's only be 5 laps of the cliff, where if he had 10, it's obviously a big difference, but we'll see if it works out. Bailey Turner won on strategy last week at the end of the race, pitting for fresher tires. This week, we'll see if it works, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough.
I think, the happy medium here might have been when Seth Hatchell and Joshua Banks pitted, because they're about 0.8 of a second per lap faster than your leader, under 10 seconds behind, so that gives them plenty of time to make it up there. It'll obviously even out a bit more, but Bailey Turner another 3 seconds back at least, and he's only got 2 lap fresher tires than Hatchell and Banks, so that might have been the happy medium. About 35 laps to go in this race to bring it in, and we'll see how it shakes out.
And I'll give Bailey this: he's the second faster than Cabot, but you gotta pass a lot of cars to get to him.
I tell you what, Keith Maiato is making up ground right now. He's 1.8 seconds behind. Maybe Cabot is saving a little bit.
I think that's maybe the one thing that Cabot can do, because he pits so early and he gets such a big lead, is he could save for maybe the first 4 or 5 laps of the run.
I don't know, but
maybe that's what helped him the last time.
Either way, Keith Maiato looking for a turnaround in his luck, and this would be huge to propel him into the top 12 in the standings right now.
I gotta think AJ Travato's in the catbird seat here to maybe get this win here, because he's got 3 seconds on Hayes, who has obviously 1 lap fresher tires. Just don't think 3.5 seconds is going to be able to be made up by Hayes.
Yeah, it's Travato with a really good exchange on pit road. The almost perfect entry 2 times now, and he is in the 4th position. Jeff Wright with 1 lap fresher tires to Keith Mayato, but he's, again, 1.7 seconds even is a tall order to overcome with just 1 lap difference. Mayato is continuing to chip away, that time 0.3 faster than Cabot. Can Keith Mayato pull this one out somehow?
It's possible with only 25 to go. There's a lot of questions yet to be answered. I don't know, man. This is really, really good. I love the strategy parts of these races. The racing tonight has been phenomenal, but the strategy, also loving how it's playing into this race.
14 lead changes, no cautions in this one. It has been green all the way from lap 1 to lap 96. Hopefully we don't jinx it right there, but these guys have put on an incredible show. It was a really fierce fight at the front of the field, and now it's a strategy battle amongst the top 10. Who is going to be able to take the victory here? Remains to be seen with just about 25 laps to go. We're going to cut to a quick side-by-side commercial break. Don't go anywhere, as we are going to be getting to the last 20 laps of this race.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
laps down. He'll try and take it again. Kimi Emanuele also in position 2, as well as the 83 of Mark Beverly. So a lot of drivers getting some laps back before we get to the green flag. It'll be Adam Cabot, Keith Maiato, the front row on the restart. Which lane do you think the 17 is going to pick here?
I think you got to pick the top here. Really, I don't know why you wouldn't go top, because it's just I think the top here, because you get such a good run on the exit of the corner, and that's probably the only chance of really keeping. I mean, the bottom, it's going to probably fire off better, but I think you might stack up the bottom. I think you got to get rid of the. It's hard to say, but I think you got Jeff Ryder, AJ Stravato, and Keith Maiato behind you, all champions of this series. So it's really hard. I mean, the top 5 are all champions, so.
Well, so
it's really hard.
Keith is not a champion, but he's one of the winningest drivers in this league, and very well could have had multiple championships if things had fallen better in some of the chases over previous seasons. But he is, not a slouch, and he is familiar with the front of the field. So
yeah, I think with this 15-lap run, though, you are going to see. I think everybody's going to be on the top, because that's going to be the fastest way around this track. The question is, how high are you willing to go? And if you make a mistake, we already know you're going to be up in the wall. So I just don't know if we're going to see guys really. How quick are we going to see guys move around this racetrack? Because I don't think there's enough laps. Depends, and I'm curious what the track temp is now. We saw it was at 120. I'm curious to see what it is at now. It's at 108.
Dropped,
so this track, especially with no green flag laps, the track is cooling down. You see the shadows of the billboards starting to come out. Going to cool that top lane off. It's going to be interesting to see. We'll see if the bottom lane has a resurgence because of less cars on the racetrack going full speed, and it's been able to cool. It's been able to set. The tires are picking up that rubber. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
This is going to be very exciting. It'll be 15 laps here at Atlanta. Our first caution coming just past lap 100, and what a race it has been so far. Adam Cabot, who has led 49 laps to this point, trying to hang on and take the victory, would be his first of this season, I believe. And the past champion trying to get it done here tonight at Atlanta. We'll see what he can do. Keith Maiato going to try and get a good restart stay alongside. Checks up a little bit. Tire spin there from the 36.
Ooh, that's going to hurt that inside line. Here comes Jeff Wright, 48. See if that strategy, his strategy can work. He's going to pin the 36 down. Can he clear him is the question. That's going to let Cabot pull away here.
And as these drivers all fight, it just slows them down. 3/10 already. The lead for the number 17 of Adam Cabot, and we have positions changing all over the place. Battles side by side. Hatchell, Turner, and others further back. Here comes Brody Hayes.
Well. Very interesting to see. Maiato's going to lose one, might lose another one. The AJ Stravato, can he poke in line? Oh, right, going to take that line away from the 36. 36 going to lose the noses. He blinks out there. Might actually not lose the noses. Right, comes back. Now he's going to lose another spot to Stravato here. Teammates, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and Hatchell right there starting to close in as well. He might be able to close off the top lane, but looks like there's enough of a gap. If Maiato does slip in, he can at least fall into the 4th position and try and step back up, chase down the top 3. How about Jeff Wright, though, closing in on the number 17? How important is that clean air right now, though, when you're pushing this hard?
It's very important. Very important when everybody's going full pace with Jeff Wright. If there's anybody that can maneuver around it, it might be that 48 car. Although Adam Cabot, the Magic Man, he's won here a couple times. It's going to be hard to shake the 17 off of that top spot. But Jeff Wright in this race car has been proven time and again that he can do it. Stravato and Maiato continue to battle. And here's Seth Hatchell and Brody Hayes. Bailey Turner kind of stuck behind him.
Down into turn 1, the gap about 2 car lengths. It's less than 0.2 of a second and pretty even between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then Maiato falls to 4th. Hatchell in that 5th position. Everybody wheeling it up along the top side. Just the 55 of Adkins down low. He's moved to 9th position. What a run for Adkins here tonight. We'll see if he can close it out with a nice solid top 10. Teammates now, Hatchell and Hayes side by side. Here comes Bailey Turner trying to make a move behind them.
Hayes can't clear. It's going to allow Hatchell and maybe Turner to get by. Hayes cannot afford to lose too many spots or lose that track position on this short run. He's gonna go to the bottom here, and here comes Turner looking to the outside and see if he can clear Hatchell here off of 2. Won't be able to. Oh, Hatchell gets the wall. Might allow Hayes to get a bit. Turner gonna push Hatchell. Hayes might be able to clear off of 4. Backs at the corner, but Turner up through the middle.
Trying to go 3 wide. They are 3 wide for the moment off the corner.
Here comes Turner back down to the bottom. Gonna split them now. Here they go. 3 wide into 1.
Wow. What a move from the 24 of Bailey Turner.
He might get both of them.
He's going to try to.
Oh, Hayes going to cross him over, and Hatchell's going to clear him. Or he's going to clear Hatchell. He might be able to clear Hayes. Hayes going to door
rubbing
him.
doors.
Here comes Banks.
Hutton.
Banks going to take him 3 wide.
Hutton was in the wall as well. We're less than 10 to go. Cabot's still your race leader, just 1/10 of a second.
Oh, this contact Banks and Turner. Oh, Banks going to squeeze the 24 into the wall.
I think he got a little shove there from the 35, and this track continues to get covered by clouds, and it is going to continue to cool. These guys are pushing harder and harder.
Oh, slide job for the 37. Turner crosses him over here, and here comes Banks with the Rakan. Turner clear the 37 and a 3 for 5th. Turner sends it into turn number 3. Slide job coming in on the 37. 37 trying to track up the racetrack, can't do it. He'll cross over the 24. Banks still in the picture, and it looks like Turner almost tapped the right rear quarter panel on the wall. They make contact down the front stretch. Can Turner get the favor repaid to him with the slide job? It doesn't look like he can, but he overdrives the center.
I think Stravato hit the wall out of turn number 4. That opened the door for Keith Maiato. Not able to make the move that time, but he's at least right there on the bumper as the top 2 starting to pull away a little bit, about 6 or 7 car lengths. 3rd place is under fire.
Oh, Hayes gonna get loose. That's gonna allow Banks to get to that outside. He does. Oh, there's almost contact between him and the 37.
Man, we've seen these 3 battle it out in so many races this season. Obviously, the 35, the 24, not the best of friends, but Brody Hayes has kind of been caught in their sandwich a few times, and that seems to be the case here at the end of this one, but he's going to lose out.
He's going to lose another spot. And Banks is no slouch to pushing people around if he needs to get by. We know the story between Banks and the 24 Turner this season. They've gotten into it a couple times, and I think right here, Banks is going to have something for Turner here in these final closing laps. And Cabot is starting to pull away from Jeff Wright.
Yeah, I think Wright maybe trying to follow in his tire tracks there has cost him a little bit. Maybe he's backing off to try and have an attempt on the last lap, possibly, but the gap is increasing. It's now about 4 car lengths between 1st and 2nd, and then 3rd and 4th are now closing in on the 48.
Here comes Turner and Banks. Oh, Banks gives Turner a shot into 3, letting him know he's there. He gets to the outside. Turner might be in trouble.
Got a good
Turner
run.
gets loose. Banks could have a big run, but he gets loose as well. Here comes Banks to the bottom. Let's go get spicy here.
5 laps to go.
They're gonna make contact. There it is. Banks not gonna take too much from the 24 either. They're gonna make a little more contact, possibly down the backstretch. Can Hayes get up to both of them and get by both?
Oh man, I'm holding my breath when I see these 2 side by side like this.
Oh, Big passes it up. They're gonna make contact.
Oh!
And Bailey Turner into the wall. The 35 to 24 get together again, and the points is going to get shaken up for this because Turner is going to fall back to 17.
Taking a look at the replay here, just tried to shoot the gap. It was not clear, and then that pulls them both up. Big hit.
And Turner suspension damage on the 35, and there's Turner getting by. I think Banks going to let Turner go by, and Banks has fallen back with heavy damage to the 35 Toyota Supra. Down to 17th, and Turner down to 16th. But the battle for the lead is Adam Cabot, the Magic Man, 0.3 of a second lead over Jeff Wright. Does Jeff Wright have anything on these final 3 laps?
He is pushing it now, closed up about a 0.5 on entry, but he's going to lose it all on the exit. Can he carry that momentum and have a shot?
Oh, just clear Noah McCoskey and almost got turned around on the backstretch.
And these guys aren't done. These guys aren't done battling further back.
Gemmel in there as well has worked himself at the top 10. McGarvey, Fairclough in this battle as well, slipping and sliding around. 2 laps to go. Cabot hoping this stays green as these guys battling all over the racetrack. And what a race we've been treated to. Can Jeff Wright do anything? Can he get to him? Use the bumper.
He's just a little too far back right now, but not a great exit off turn 2 for Cabot, but maintaining 3.5 tenths coming back through turns 3 and 4. They'll get the white flag this time, assuming we make it back. They're battling hard further in the pack, but everybody staying off of each other for the moment. White flag in the air from Atlanta. It's Adam Cabot leading the way by 3.5 car lengths. We make that 6 car lengths as they enter into turn number 1.
Sir, can it be, will it be one of those classic Atlanta finishes? And right now it doesn't look like it will be, because Adam Cabot has a 4, 5, 6 car length gap going into turn 3 for the final time, right? One last charge, one last attempt won't be enough. And the Magic Man, after his 3rd start of the season, is rightfully back where he belongs. Adam Cabot up at turn 4. Cabot wins the throwback race in Atlanta.
And a battle between teammates coming to the line. Hayes and Hatchell, that's going to be 5th and 6th. And how about Cody Adkins, 7th place tonight. Ryan Gimmel earning a top 10. What a race from Atlanta. And what a win by Adam Cabot.
I picked it. We're back.
You did pick it.
We're finally back. And how about that, Adam Cabot? Man, what a win.
That was an intense race, start to finish in this one. And Adam Cabot fully earned it, 65 laps late.
Fireworks after this race. Noah Mikulski and Justin Carey.
Yeah, I mean, they were pushing so hard there. Here comes Bailey Turner, going to give a bump to the teammate. And Cabot earning his first win of the season. The champion getting back to victory lane. I believe this was the site of where he won the championship a few seasons back as well. But what a job there by Adam Cabot.
be in the lead. I'll be on fresh tires. Something will happen. So we'll see next week what we're in for.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate your time, AJ. Anybody you want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Everybody reckon for last and untimely cautions. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, AJ Servato. We'll see you next week at
Yes,
Dover.
sir. Have a good one.
You too. That's AJ Servato, third place finisher. Obviously not too happy with the third place, knowing he had a chance to win. But Adam, moving down to second place, Adam is with Jeff Wright.
Hey, Jeff, this is Adam and Alec in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Well, you had an incredible first stint in this race where you took the lead, and then it all kind of came crashing down there when you spun coming on the pit lane, but able to recover, get up there, and battle once again for the race win. You come home just a little bit short tonight. Just describe, the slipping and sliding here tonight at Atlanta.
Yeah, it was hot and slick, just, like we like old Atlanta. So it was a lot of fun. I think I just pushed it a little too hard that first stint and just, was really struggling with the tires. And, when you're struggling that bad on those hot of tires, getting down to pit lane is really treacherous. And yeah, we just looped it there. So lost a lot of time there. Thankfully, on the second stint there, we were kind of able to catch a yellow before we started kind of falling back through the field. So that allowed us to reset and kind of even have a chance at this. But overall, pretty good night. It's not too often where you can go spin on pit road and still come out with a top three. So the fact that we could get second, we'll take it and we'll move on.
Yeah, and your battle with Brody Hayes there for a lap after lap, that was incredible to watch. You had that wild save on the backstretch right before you heated up. I guess that heated the tires when you were coming down the pit road that much more. But man, what a drive from you here tonight to come from 10th to 2nd. We go to Dover next week. How do you feel about tackling the Monster Mile?
Yeah, we're going to have to beat Adam Cabot. So he's kind of the one who owns that racetrack. So it's going to be fun. Dover's a really fun racetrack to drive. So I think it's probably one of the more intense tracks that we go to. It requires 100% of your focus every single lap. There, you can't take any mental breaks there. So if you do, you're going to catch the wall and you're going to have a night over with. So and getting on a pit road there is, one of the toughest of all the tracks we go to. So if we spun here tonight, we better get things cleaned up before we go to Dover, because that's definitely going to be a tough track.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. Always a fun track to go to, and another kind of old school vibe racing there at the Monster Mile. But Jeff, you got 3 wins this season. Another runner-up finish for you here tonight. The points leader didn't get quite the result that I think we were probably expecting late in the going there. So you're going to close up towards the top of the championship standings. So really a strong result from you here tonight. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, big thanks to the broadcast team. You guys always putting on a great show. All the sponsors that contribute to this league so we can come out here and race on Tuesday nights, and all the admins as well. And then big shout out to Adam Cabot. Big congrats on the win. I feel like it's going to be likely he has a shot to go back to back, but we'll see what we can do about that. And shout out to Uncle Mark, Uncle Dana. I think they're watching on the broadcast tonight, so hello to them. Try to be one spot better next week.
Awesome, Jeff. Well, great drive here tonight at Atlanta. You put on an amazing show for us, and go celebrate that second place. We'll catch you at the Monster Mile.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And a second place finisher, Jeff Wright. We're now going to go to Victory Lane. Alec Martinez, I believe you're there with Adam Cabot.
Yes, sir. Adam Cabot in Victory Lane again, finally back. First win of the season, buddy. Back at Atlanta. How does it feel to be back in the place that you left off at?
I'm back, baby. Feels pretty damn good. After my extended leave of absence to come back here and get this win. I'm pretty proud of this one tonight because I felt like I had to go out and earn it. I messed up that first run. I've only done a handful of races since the new dynamic track. I guess it's not that new anymore, but I've only have like probably less than 10 races on it. So I wasn't sure like how hard you could push, how okay it was moving around. So I mean, the first run I was running the wall, just holding everyone up, and I realized early on, like 15, 20 laps in, I'm like, oh crap, like I absolutely destroyed my tires. So I just trying to hang on, just holding everybody up. I'm sure they were pretty frustrated, but I was just trying to do everything I could to hold on to that track position as much as I could. And then I'm like, what's the earliest I can pit without completely screwing my strategy? And I was like lap 37. Came in and I was like, all right, I'm just going to save tires as hard as I can for the next, like, however many laps until they catch back up to me and then go hard. And I didn't really think I could hold them off. Like I just thought that tire difference was going to be too big, but was able to hold them off in that middle run and meet my target pit number of lap 80, come in for the last stop, and I I don't know. It'd be really interesting to see if that last caution come out, if I would have been able to hold on there. I think I had a shot at it, but it definitely would have been close. And then caution comes out. Got to hold off Jeff right there at the end. That made me nervous seeing him restart right behind me there because he's just so good in this car and doesn't make many mistakes. So I knew he was going to give me a run for my money, and definitely learned a few things throughout this race. And on that final restart, I think since it got overcast, it kind of just eliminated that top groove, and he just couldn't get to me. And that was that. But yeah, I'm pumped. This is awesome.
Yes, sir. You were my pick, so I'm glad you got it done for me.
Hey, there you go.
I want to ask you next week. Obviously, a good chance of going back to back. It's for you, which you claim National Dover Day.
Oh my goodness!
I
Is
know
it
you're going to
really?
be looking forward to that. How do you feel about going out there next week and possibly going 2 in a row?
I mean, that's my best shot at going 2 in a row, would be telling me that Dover's coming up. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, obviously I don't have to go on and on about Dover. I do that enough in these interviews. So, but yeah, Dover's obviously just an incredible track, and we go back to back. That'd be pretty damn cool.
Yes, sir. And obviously tonight, the dynamic track with the weather changes seemed to have you guys searching around. Did that help any bit, or was it used to normal top bottom pick when you needed to, or do you feel like you need to search around for grip?
It seems like it depended. Like the last run, I was running like a really weird, like middle of the track line that I hadn't really run all race, and it just seemed like it was working. Like I was just trying to kind of go where the car wanted to go, and I figured I wasn't going to move to the very top until Jeff got close enough to me to force me to defend. And he just never quite got close enough that I felt like I had to run the top to hold him off. But that middle groove I was running there, I wasn't really expecting to run. It's just that's kind of where the car was landing in the corner, and it seemed like I had a lot of grip there. So I just kept running it and started to gap him a little bit. But I was pretty disappointed with the beginning of the race, though. I mean, maybe I just used up my tires, but like, I still would like to be able to actually run the wall and move around and not have it absolutely destroy your tires like it did for me. Because I didn't feel like I was like completely overdriving the car the first stint. I just felt like I got kind of penalized for moving around. So I mean, it's definitely better than I remember it, better than it was, but still, I think iRacing still needs to do a little bit of work. But that was fun tonight.
For sure. Well, we look forward to seeing y'all move around next week at Dover because it is possible now. So, before we let you go and celebrate this win, buddy, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to everyone in this league. Nick for running the league. You guys broadcasting at VSPEED. You know, Bailey, AJ, Jeff, Angelo. I mean, just like all the guys, the core guys, Eric that we race with for years now. It's you know, after taking a few months off, it definitely makes me a lot more excited to come and race on Tuesdays.
For sure, man. Well, we appreciate your time, Adam. Yeah, go celebrate, and we'll see you next week for Dover. And looking forward to maybe talking to you again.
Sounds good. Thanks, Alec.
Have a good one. Adam Cabot, race winner for tonight. And Adam, what a race we saw. 65 laps led, gets the win, and go to the finishing results here for the BTDY Throwback 200. Adam Cabot, your winner. Jeff Wright comes home second. AJ Stravato third. Keith Miato in fourth. Brody Hayes, top 5 once again. Fifth. Sixth, Seth Hatchell. How about Cody Atkins? Shout out to him in the 55 throwback. Michael Waltrip throwback comes home in 7th. Good run for him. Best run of the season, if I'm not mistaken. And then Eric Hutton comes home 8th. Mark Emerson, a quiet top 10 in 9th. And how about Ryan Gimmel getting the top 10?
Yeah, 21 positions gained there for the number 6 machine. How about Justin Carey with 11th place finish tonight? Dennis Faircloth, the throwback number 80, going to come home in 12th. 13th is Noah Mikalski. 14th is going to be Kyle McGarvey. 15th, Nick Starling. 16th, Bailey Turner after the late race incident set him back a ways. Angelo Ronas had to take the wave around late in the going, comes home 17th. Nathaniel Ostrowski comes home in the 18th position. Alan Dice in 19th, and Dallas Sullivan rounds out the top 20.
21st was going to be Lyle Sofrish, Mark Beverly, 22nd, Timmy Emanuele, 23rd, Joshua Banks, a disappointing 24th, Michael Newman in 25th, Caleb Weekly in 26th, Kevin McGarvey in 27th, Alex Palican, disappointing night in 28th, Brandon Vasquez, 29th, and Bryce Shoemaker around 30th. 31st was Nicholas Lawrence. 32nd, Robert Happy Gilmore. 33rd, unfortunate night for Chris Samard. And 34th, unfortunate luck for both Chris Samard and Max Cost running out the field here tonight. And man, what a race. I know we're not going to have you, Adam, but we wish you the best on your trip next week and with you and the wife. So have fun, and looking forward to being back here next Tuesday night. I believe we're going to be with Logan. So it's going to be fun to be back here for Dover. And can't wait to see everybody there. Adam, anything closing thoughts here for this race?
Oh man, what a night of racing. This is classic BTDY action here tonight from Atlanta. Man, just such an exciting race start to finish. Adam Cabot dominating the latter parts of this race and holding on just like throwback fashion there for the number 17 as he takes the win. And Alec, I'm excited to see you guys call it next week at the Monster Mile. I also love watching the races at Dover, one of my favorite tracks to go out to. So it should be a fun one to watch. These guys always put on a good show there. And we'll see if Adam Cabot can go back to back. But incredible night of racing. We do want to thank you for joining us here on VSPEED. On behalf of myself, Adam Baker, and Alec Martinez in the booth, we wish you all a great night.